next, I would like to invite our another honorable guest present here, Shri Rahul Dwivedi ji. With a round of applause, everybody, please welcome here Shri Rahul Dwivedi, IAS. हमारे बीच में है Executive Director, RECPDCL, and we are really pleasure to have him here. Mr. Rahul Dwivedi is Executive Director, REC Limited, and Chief Executive Officer, REC Power Development and Consultancy Limited since November 2022, and is looking after implementation of various government programs under Ministry of Power. Revamped Distribution Sector Scheme is a flagship scheme of Ministry of Power for upgradation of distribution infrastructure and smart metering program across state discoms of the country. He is an Indian Administrative Service Officer of 2010 batch from Maharashtra Cadre. He has done BTech from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. As CEO, he is looking after the implementation of various power projects of strategic importance like Ladakh transmission in Nubra Valley, Dras substation in Khardung La Pass, and smart metering project in Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and 2 discoms of Gujarat. Prior to joining REC Limited, he has served for 12 years in the government of Maharashtra and held various important positions, including Joint Commissioner of Goods and Services Tax Department, Collector and District Magistrate of Ahmednagar State. Everyone, once again, with the round of applause, please welcome here for the next presentation, Mr. Rahul Dwivedi, IAS.
So, good morning to all of you. Thank you very much to the organizers for inviting me to this summit. So, my mandate is to just brief you about how we are going to roll out the smart metering program across the country. And smart metering program is it is the most important part. I won't say major, it is the most important part of the scheme which we call RDSS, Revamped Distribution Sector Scheme. And there are many components of this scheme, and one of them, as I told you, the most important part is the success of this whole scheme hinges on how well we are going to implement the smart metering program across country. So, as you can see, this RDSS scheme, it has total outlay of more than 3 lakh CRs, and there are various parts. One of them is smart metering program, and with smart metering program we are also trying to address various infrastructural issues which distribution companies are facing at their local level, and implementing these various components like smart metering and infrastructure components which we call loss reduction programs, and some other components like SCADA, ITOT, and modernization programs of different types. So we are planning to improve the quality, reliability, and affordability of electricity supply, reducing AT&C losses in the range of 12 to 15%. So some of the discounts, when we see their AT&C losses are well above 30%, and some of them have even more than 40%. So the mandate is to reduce the AT&C losses in the range of 12 to 15% and gradually less than 10%. Reducing ACS ARR gap to 0. So very few discoms are in a range that is less than 0 actually. So the revenue is more than supply, but in all the discoms the ACS ARR gap is actually very high. So if we come to the smart metering component, so in the smart metering component there is a provision, the outlay is around the 50% of this whole RDSS scheme the outlay, 50% of the outlay has been dedicated to smart metering program. So out of this overall outlay, the GBS part, which is the government of India is giving the GBS to all the DISCOMs, which is around 23,000 CRs. The main idea behind this is that essentially the smart metering program is going to be implemented on the basic idea of TOTEX mode. So one part of it is going to be supported by Government of India, and rest of it is going to be on OPEX mode, which is in the next 10 years of operation and maintenance, the service provider is going to get back the cost which it is going to invest. So you can see this funding pattern as I explained you now. So some incentives are also being given to the distribution companies, to the states for implementing this smart metering, rolling out smart metering at a faster pace. So as we can see, the current situation, if we see regarding the implementation of smart metering program across country, out of 25 CR smart meters which Government of India is planning to install across the country, we can see roughly 60 lakh smart meters, they have been installed. But if we go into the details, we'll find that prepaid smart metering part is still very less. So very few states have implemented prepaid smart metering part in their DISCOMs, and most prominent of those states is Bihar. So Bihar has actually successfully deployed on a very large scale the smart meters, prepaid smart meters. So before I go further, the main objective of this RDSS scheme, smart metering program, so there are two main components which are actually non-negotiable. First one is that it has to be implemented on TOTEX mode, and second one is that the smart meters have to be on prepaid mode. So these two conditions have to be satisfied if states are to claim the grant from the Government of India. So the key considerations for rollout, as you can see, consumer smart meters are to be installed in prepaid mode. System meterings is an important part. So DT meters and feeder meters, they have to be communicable. Implementation in TOTEX mode under DB Food or similar models. End-to-end procurement of AMI solution to be ensured. So when I say end-to-end, that means right from smart meter up to MDM. So this whole chain has to be provided by a single service provider. Lump sum payment shall not exceed 1,800 per consumer meter to ensure that the OPEX part, the sanctity of OPEX part is maintained. It should not be like the state governments are funding this whole project on a capex mode. So the basic idea behind this DB Food will be violated. And as I told earlier that the smart metering rollout, smart metering component of RDSS, it is the most important, and that is why the scheme has been designed in such a way that the loss reduction, that is the infrastructure works that are to be taken up by the states, they have been, those works are fully connected to the progress which they are making in smart metering works. So it cannot be like the state governments are giving up the smart metering program and they are claiming that the funding, okay, so we don't want to implement a smart metering program, you just fund us the loss reduction works and we are happy. So if you have to claim the funding for loss reduction works which is on capex mode, so essentially you have to implement the prepaid smart metering program on TOTEX mode in your state. So this is our rollout plan. So as per the mandate, the smart communicable feeder meterings and DT meterings, so these system meterings have to be completed by this year, December 23. Smart prepaid consumer meterings, the deployment of smart prepaid consumer meters, they have been divided in two parts, phase 1 and phase 2. So phase 1 is essentially addressing those areas which are high loss areas, and which need the immediate attention of the distribution companies, and the remaining have to be done by March 25, which will fall in phase 2. So one thing which is important, I think my predecessor, he told us that agriculture feeders, so they are very important, but the agriculture feeders, they have been taken out of the purview of the scheme. So that will be addressed separately. So this is the whole scheme of things. So this is how we are planning to implement. Implementing any scheme on such a large scale is definitely going to be challenging. And so there are certain key measures that have been taken by Government of India. So REC and PFC, these two are the nodal agencies which have been given around half of the area of our country to REC and rest to PFC for successful implementation of this scheme. So standard bidding documents for MISP, they have been released by REC. Then CPSC implementation models. So some of the CPSCs, they have also been roped in. They can be roped in by the state governments or DISCOMs to act as a project implementation agency for rolling out smart meters in their areas. So for example, REC TDCL is implementing the smart meter rollout program in 2 DISCOMs of Gujarat and 2 DISCOMs in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. So around in 5 DISCOMs, REC PDCL is acting as a project implementation agency for smart meter rollout program. National level MISP empanelment process, this is ongoing process, and focus on energy accounting. So this energy accounting is what I can say that this is going to be one of the major outcomes of this whole scheme of things. So when we deploy feeder meters and DT meters and consumer meters, so our idea is that we should be able to capture the way energy is, power is going to be consumed, and we can take into accounts every unit of energy that is being consumed. So this is going to be a major focus of outcomes. Guidance for seamless integration and successful deployment of smart meters, they have been issued. Consumers are going to be a major factor when we roll out any program on such a large scale. So various measures have been taken, they are being taken, and some of the major plans are under approval stage, which have been chalked out to engage the consumers and to increase the awareness among consumers how smart meter is going to help them. So as I told earlier that standard bidding documents have been prepared. They have been prepared by REC, which is one of the nodal agencies which is helping the states implementing this scheme. So some of the major takeaways of SBDs are before you. So from utilities point of view, as I told earlier that there is not going to be any upfront capex, fixed monthly MISP service charges, penalties, some SLAs have been defined, and penalties are going to be imposed if those SLAs are not fulfilled, and ownership transfer at zero cost after around 95 months. From consumer point of view, improved consumer engagement and participation has been ensured. Disconnection protocol to protect consumer interest. So because it is going to be on prepaid mode, so connection and deconnection, connection and reconnection and disconnection, they have to be on a seamless way. Offline and online recharges facilities have to be provided to consumers, and this has been taken care of. And portal and mobile app to provide self-service capabilities for the consumers to pay their bills online, to find out how much energy they are consuming and what is their power consumption pattern. From MISP point of view, monthly payments to commence on 5% meters operationalization. Payments through direct debit mechanism for entire online payments. So this payment security mechanism has been ensured in our SBD, and that is going to be mainly achieved by direct debit facility. MISP is responsible for installation and operation for 10 years. compliance to relevant security standards as per national and international standards. So package sizing has been, this is not mandatory, but a guideline regarding package sizing has also been communicated to all the distribution companies. And this package sizing for larger discoms, it shall be in the range of around 20 to 25 lakh consumers. Some discoms are going for the quantum which is more than that. Smaller discoms where less than 50 lakh consumers are there, they may go for shorter packages. For example, Jammu is going for around 7 lakh packages, Kashmir is going for 7 lakh packages. So some of the discoms which are smaller, they are going for this. So focus on energy and accounting, this is going to be the most important outcome of this whole scheme. Already B has issued certain regulations, and RDSS, there are provisions in RDSS which are taking care of it. So I'm not going to be going into much detail of this part, but as I emphasized earlier that energy auditing and accounting is going to be the major outcome of this whole scheme of things. For timely execution and maximizing benefits, so certain rollout plans, they have been prepared by REC. So Government of India has created an expert group of smart metering, which is a dedicated body, which is fully devoted to ensure how the smooth rollout of smart metering is done across country. So all the doubts, all the clarifications which are raised at the DISCOMs level, they are sent to EGSM group and they clarify, and then we always keep all the stakeholders into confidence before issuing any clarification and before issuing any guidelines. But at the same point of time, some implementation hurdles, they are being envisaged by the EGSM group, and some solutions are also being proposed. So these are some of the things for efficient availability of resources for mobilization, because schemes are being implemented at a very grassroots level. So the efficient supply management system is going to be a key area for AMISPs and OEMs which are manufacturing the smart meters. Apart from that, there is a need to utilize the MDM solutions for generating various reports, analytics, and customized dashboards for deriving maximizing returns. Micro field level planning in terms of LT schedule, mounting plan, and resources, how much inventory is available, and how many gangs are working in the field, how many personnel are deployed in each gang. So these things are going to be a very important part from AMISP's point of view. Meter change order process, sealing details, reconciliation of dismantled meters, capture of last meter reading details, availability of skilled field teams for meter installation in DISCOMs for scaling up installations, and system generated SLAs. So these are some of the basic things which need to be taken care by the AMISPs and OEMs while implementing the smart meter program. Consumer engagement, it has been planned in a very large way. So these are various media which we are going to deploy for creating awareness amongst the consumers. So we are going to use social media and digital media in a very large way. Billing inserts with paper bill, local print media, local TV campaigns, then out of home campaigns. So these are various, but all these things are going to be done at 3 levels. One is going to be at national level, another one is at the DISCOMs level, and third layer of this engagement is going to be at the AMISP level. So AMISP, which is going to actually install meters for all the consumers, it also has to take part in consumer engagement. So these are various consumer engagement activities which have been taken by some of the states which have already started installing smart meters in their areas. So Bihar, for example, Bihar and Assam, so they have started the consumer engagement on a very large way. So this is our logo for smart meter, smart Shuruaat. So this is the logo which we have designed for smart meter. So this is in brief how Government of India is going to roll out smart meter. 25 CR smart meter, I think this is a historic target which Government of India has taken unto itself, and with the cooperation of all the stakeholders, I believe that this target will be achieved. Thank you very much.